We're live, Nick.
Oh, yes, we are.
Look at that. That's beautiful. Well, welcome to, this is a scrim between Pequea Valley Esports and Penn Manor Esports that we set up today with League of Legends. So it's going to be good, Nick.
Yeah, I don't know really what to expect. I mean,
Yeah.
we haven't played Pequea Valley at all, have we?
No. I tried to line up a scrim earlier on, and it didn't happen because they only practice, I think, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and so Jared wanted to set up a Thursday, but he said, "Oh, we can do it today." So gives him another. It's always fun to practice a live team. You get a little bit more of a realistic feel of everything that's going on. So yeah. So it's hard to know who's playing what here because they just have, because I went in to spectate Ash, that's Julie Clark. I assume that their AD carry is going to be Misfortune, which is the redhead there.
Okay.
She shoots and can do damage from a distance, so it makes her a bit nice.
Do you know, we were joining like on the weekend. Is there actually a specific order you're supposed to join a lobby in for the roles?
No, because you can kind of switch up the roles as you go. So yeah. But yeah, so we'll be in about 20 seconds here to kind of see how this game goes against Pequea Valley. But
Do we have any stats on their players or anything? Did you look up profiles or we didn't get that?
so I got the summoner names. I didn't look up any stats in their players or anything. So, can you hear both ears, Nick?
I think I can't hear game audio. If that's okay, now we can. There we go. That works.
Look
it was
at that.
buzzing there for a sec.
Did that. Yeah. All right. Well, we're going into the game here. Let's go ahead and let me pull up the game audio here.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. See, there we are.
Game.
The game will pop on. It should. There we are. Hey, look at that. We're in. Let me do some setting things here. Give you the scoreboard, objective timers, and that's coming through very loud.
Yeah, it's overblown now.
All right. Here we are, and let's see how this goes. So thank you for that. Yeah. So it looks like they're doing a full invade here. So there's a couple styles you can do when you open the game. Typically, what many times the jungler will hang out around what either the red buff or the blue buff. When the team goes into enemy territory, so they are on the red jungle, they're doing what they call an invade. Interesting enough, we know, of course, as casters, because we have an overview. I didn't take off Fog of War, which would give you even a bigger view of what's happening here. We can see where all the players are at, and you will see that what they are going to do is steal the blue buff because they're in the red. I think it's the red buff, the upper red buff, because they're in the red jungle. So that river that goes through the center there, Nick.
Yeah.
The red side is considered like the red jungle, and the blue side is the blue jungle.
Okay.
There's no one in blue jungle. So what they're going to do is they're going to come in here. They're going to steal this buff. It'll help their jungler get a level. So Jared Braun's playing their jungle.
Yep.
And
the bat here. He'll get that. Yeah.
yep. And so then they're going to come back in. He's going to come back probably to their jungle, and they're going to go there. And people are now going to go to their appropriate lanes.
So that's usually you see that in early stages of most games.
Yeah, well, you don't always see the invade.
Okay.
Sometimes what'll happen, like when you go down here, let me come down to the enemy jungler here real quick. Like this jungler here, he would have typically gotten this buff, is what he would have done, and that's typically what you would see, is someone helping him do that. You typically don't always see the invade.
Yeah.
All right, so we're here in the bot jungle here, or the bot side, and here's the mid lane. Mid lane's interesting. Austin typically, who's actually not, this is actually Alex playing it mid this time. Alex does a decent job playing mid. You'll see him hanging out behind the minions many times and darting out to put some damage on the Far side, it looks like Austin's actually in the top. One of the tendencies that Austin tends to have, he's going to have to watch, is he tends to jump out in front of his minions, but do so in such a way that jeopardizes his own health.
Yeah,
And many
he
times
ends
he,
up pushing
yeah, he
way
ends up,
too far.
yeah, he ends up getting called out, and so it's actually good.
Looks
You'll
like
see
they're
pressure
going-
being put on Jeriel there, but he manages to stay alive after darting away there. But good push from Pequea Valley, the Braves, as they kind of push out there. You'll see Austin kind of hanging out a little bit behind his minions here, trying not to take too much damage. But again, Final Boss Bowser putting a lot of pressure in on the mid laner. You'll see the jungler kind of coming there to kind of push them back a little bit.
Yeah, harass him.
But good job from it. Austin kind of trying to put some pressure on, but he doesn't have too many minions to kind of hang behind, and so he's kind of hanging back here. Again, Final Boss Bowser kind of hanging out, kind of harassing the jungler there, but the mid laner's kind of coming in to kind of support him, and Final Boss Bowser, again, kind of coming back to lane then after that. So, Nick, you'll see down here in the bottom, there you'll see this hourglass hanging out.
Yep.
That's because right here we're going to have a dragon that spawns, and this is letting us know that this is soon going to spawn. That would allow like Penn Manor or Pequea to come in and get an extra buff.
Okay, and do they spawn in every game at the same point? Like
They do. So
spawn
they're on a
something?
timer. They spawn in. And I actually am not sure when that dragon's going to spawn. I think actually it tells us here 20 seconds we're going to see that dragon spawn.
Nice. Are they randomized or are they always?
They are. I think there's random. There's a water dragon. There's a fire dragon, an elemental, an earth dragon too that spawn. They all give different types of buffs.
Okay.
I think they're random, but they always spawn at the same time at the game. It's
And
just
it's the same location. each
yes,
time?
same location every time. So you'll see that right now. If we come down here, you'll see that Warwick, the enemy jungler, is now there, and you'll see that a dragon is now spawned there. First blood. Was given over to looks like I forget.
Alex got the first kill. Yeah.
Yeah, so that was a nice job on him, right? So you see that my camera's just sitting there. That they have what's called a directed camera that actually goes to what they consider the hot spots.
We're looking to see another kill here. Maybe?
Yeah, maybe. Although he uses it to flash away, so no kills are actually done. It's really important that you try not to die in this, Nick, because when you die, you can't continue to level up, and if you die too often, you get really behind in levels fast.
It ends up turning into a snowball.
It does, and so it's very important that you, and therefore, if you have a level up in a person, you can almost always go in and take them out.
Yeah, and then additionally, as you keep on doing that, you're just going to keep on feeding the other team gold.
Yeah,
And then you'll
absolutely.
have a big disparity between the net worth of each team.
Yeah, absolutely, no doubt. Yes, definitely. The other thing to be paying attention to, Nick, is down here, you'll see that they have this number beside the...
Last hits. Yep.
Yeah, so they call that creep score, and your goal probably in about 10, 15 minutes in the game is to have that above 100. The only people you won't see above 100 are the supporting characters, and there's two. We have a nice team fight having here. We have Cannon being slain here. Akuro is also going to be taken down. And a double kill, so kudos for that. You're going to see that Pequea is going to go in for the dragon, and they have full access to that dragon. There's really nothing that Penn Manor can do that can kind of stop this dragon at this point, because they did lose 2 people on that. And you'll see that after this dragon comes down, that right now they take that, and there's a gold disparity of about 1,000 K, which doesn't seem like a lot right now, Nick. But eventually that will snowball in Pequea Valley's favor if Penn Manor can't do something to answer that.
Yeah. Now, down there at the bottom, you see that 150 G?
Yes.
Right down there. What's that mean?
So he got 150 gold for taking that dragon.
Okay.
So it's like a gold bonus.
Okay.
Now Austin has to watch it. You'll see him channeling back because another hit from him, he's going to be done.
Yeah.
So he's trying to stay alive. It's a good move by Austin to kind of port back to the hub there.
So
So we're in the bot lane here. You'll see them kind of pushing out. Zen here taking another red buff here, and in the center, still kind of holding their own. And again, final boss putting pressure on Unbait Lemon, and he does a good job of knowing when to push forward and when not. We see a stun here, but Akiro is able to get out of that. Get too close to the tower kind of automatically defends you.
yeah. So when you keep on seeing down there near the chat or the kill feed, when it says R for ready, what's that mean? Is that when somebody says something?
It just means that their R is ready.
Okay.
So they have. So you have like
Their
four.
abilities,
Yeah,
yeah,
they have.
okay.
You have 4 abilities. And
That
look,
was
he's
close for
he's
final
getting
boss battle.
barely out of that. In fact, he might go in here to actually
Gonna
try
get 'em.
to.
Yeah.
So,
Will he get it?
so I don't
Wish
know.
The
That's
camera
what we.
didn't change off. Jeez.
Yeah, he doesn't know where he's at.
They're pretty.
Oh,
even
here
right
he
now,
is.
but
Watch
I think he's
this.
gonna get it.
Oh, maybe. No, he's slain. He went in a little bit too far. And plus, he had an ultimate. So that gives him 4 kills. But we did get a second kill in there. I'm not sure who got that second kill. But we did get a second kill in there. So you notice that they're now in the blue jungle and they're stealing blue buffs here. So because our jungler's down here taking this one, it allows the red up here. But this red guy is here. He's stealing another thing. When you work in the enemy jungle, you can steal stuff from them, and that keeps gold away from the jungle, keeps them from leveling up,
Yeah.
and it becomes harder for them.
Now, does that jungle? Do those creatures? Do they respawn?
They do respawn, so they'll respawn like every 2 or 3 minutes.
Okay.
So they will be back up there, but
Team fight here.
yeah, absolutely. A little fight down here happening in the bot side, but it looks like it's more poking than anything.
I mean, at this point, it's just what Alex is the only one with kills. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like the only one. Well, actually, it's Alex. Yeah, Alec has 2 kills and 2 deaths, so he contributed to the 2 of those. But I'm actually impressed with Austin there in the north side of the map. He's not died. Has he died? He hasn't died once, which is good for him because he technically tends to sometimes stray a little bit far away.
Yeah. And I know last game we played during the weekend at the Invitational, ended up seeing Jared kind of pushing way too far outside of his lane.
Yep.
And it wasn't really working too well. I mean, he's playing what, jungle
So
now?
see Final Boss Bauer coming down here to kind of start a team fight. There's actually a bunch of them down there. A lot of people down here. It's team fight. Final Boss Bowser going in, putting pressure in, and kind of pushes them out. There are no deaths in there. It looks like they're doing a disengage, but it does clear out the bot. And they're porting back to base, at least in part. Though this does mean, like right now, you'll see he's out of the mid lane. And one of the reasons he's out of the mid lane is because his minions are that far pushed up. But my guess is you're going to see Final Boss Bowser kind of head back to base here in just a little bit. They might. Yeah. They might put a little bit of a dive and a little bit of pressure on that. Although we're going to see...
They are taking tower down.
They are, and you'll notice that they have taken one of the red...
Hey,
people here.
One, and it looks like Austin just died top.
So putting a little bit of pressure, it's a question of who can actually put the most pressure on the tower. It looks like Baron is up, and so one of the things you'll see up here, Nick, is this what they call the
Baron
sorry,
Nasher, right?
Yeah, but that's not Baron. This is actually the Rift Herald, they call it, and this enables them to take down towers. If they're able to take down the Rift Herald, what's sometimes called Shelly because of its shell, that will enable them to like knock down a tower by almost 2 plates or 2.
Wow.
It does a significant amount of damage on that.
Interesting.
So what this guy's doing is
Taking
trying
a
to
ward, right?
he's trying to take vision away so that they can't see.
So whose job is that? Is that the support's job to place wards?
Well, it's actually everyone's job. They say the supports, but often you want everyone helping the jungler also play.
Let's see. Can we get a
Oh,
kill? Yeah,
nice
he got
job. Nice job at putting pressure on that. So another death. So you'll see that Penn Manor is slowly adding to their death count. They're still behind about 1,000K in gold, which is significant. but nonetheless, it's there. You'll see that they have started work on the Rift Herald up here, and it looks like it's going to go uncontested. We do see that Pretty Huntress is able up there, but they were able to slay it with almost no contest at all.
When you how should they be keeping an eye on that? Is that like
Well,
that area?
the ward they had a ward up there. If they would have put a ward inside where the Rift Herald is, and that would have given them vision on that. Okay. You'll notice down here, they do have that. There's a dragon sitting. Mm-hmm. They have a looks like they have vision sitting right here off the edge. There's a team fight happening right here.
I don't think Alex is going to escape that.
And he does. He is able to escape it. There's a double kill there. So they're evening it out in kills, although it looks like there is some more. They're coming back in. But there's a lot more.
Nope, we have a wraparound here.
Yeah, look at that. And another kill.
That's good.
And it looks like they're in there. There's 2 people left alive in there, but they're going to push him back to the tower, and it looks like not a good end of things for Pequea Valley. So nice job, Penn Manor, for that.
We're definitely closing that gap.
Yeah, still a 1K gold lead, again, because of some of the first kills. You get a bonus gold for that. But there's definitely pressure being put on the towers for that.
We may see Jerry L go down here.
Yeah, you may see Jerry L. Jerry L does go down. So again, making that a little bit of a difference there, but still only 1K, and you'll see them channeling back to base here at least a little bit.
So they're taking...
Well, he hasn't ta'd the ward yet. They're kind of, he might be called out here. He's kind of out in the middle of nowhere, and this is not good.
Found himself in the middle of that.
But yeah, he kind of got called out, but the blue is hanging around, and so it's a question of whether they can come in and actually steal, which they might attempt to do. Right now they have vision, and they notice them come in, and that's 2 down.
Nice.
But red team was able to get slay their second dragon. But you'll notice the kills have now evened up, and you'll see how close it's brought them
the gold, yeah.
from the gold end of things. It really is anyone's game, although, again...
only 15 minutes in.
Only 15 minutes in, and there are... Pequea Valley does have a buff. The dragons, the slaying of those dragons, do give them 2 different buffs up there. The Cloud Dragon. So if you just hover over them real quick, you'll see the Cloud Dragon gives them 10 minutes in ultimate cooldown reduction, and then the other one up there, what's the other one up there? It gives them armor and magic resistance +6. So that adds up over time. Not really significant to change gameplay at this point.
Do they expire, or is that for the rest of
That's
the
for the duration.
Okay.
Yeah. So here down at the bot, you'll see that there is some pressure being put on mid, but again, it's just kind of this back and forth thing at this point. And again, you'll see Final Boss Bowser does this fantastic job of putting pressure and then flashing away.
So I think they're doing a better job than previous games, actually using their ping and their cooldown timers.
And in their communication, you'll see that. So you'll see them being called out. Again, Akiro managing to flash away at really an essential part. And you'll see that what Ash had there was sent out like a phantom for them to trace. And rooting him here, this is actually good. That's really close to calling him out. They're really brought down to health through that ultimate.
Nice.
And he was able to slay them. This gives them, again, look how that even this now puts us ahead about 400 gold. Again, this doesn't change stuff necessarily, although that now it evens it back up. We have a slight cold lead here, but that's about it. So, but nice job. Notice a back and pretty even match here at this point.
I think this has probably been our most even match we've played yet.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, this isn't a match, but as a scrim, as a competitor, this is the most even one we've seen.
Yeah. And that makes it fun to watch, to kind of see that.
Do you know any of the background for Pequea Valley? Are they a relatively young team?
Oh, they are. They just started.
Okay.
In fact, I think this is their first season. I think they started mid-season.
Okay.
So again, trying to clear out vision on the map here. Because we again have a second Rift Herald kind of spawning here in just a few seconds here. In fact, it looks like 50 seconds we'll have the next Rift Herald draw down. It's very important when you're playing that you're watching the mini map, because if you have good vision, you know where your players are going to be. So you'll see that a lot of people kind of moving into the middle map here, either to have a kind of have a battle here, or they're kind of moving up to kind of position themselves for the Rift Herald. And we'll see what Penn Manor decides to do. Looks like we're gonna have a little bit of an engage here, where a nice kill by Ash there, and the ult missed, but this.
I think we're gonna get.
Maybe. They're certainly surrounded, but there is a ways to flash away. And there's a shutdown. Looks like a trade is a kill for kill here, kind of in the current.
Man, we are neck and neck, even in gold.
It is in gold. You see right now it evened out the gold pretty well exclusively. But some nice playing in both sides of the map, both Pequea Valley and Penn Manor. Oh, nice shutdown by Misfortune, Jeriel. And they're now pushing on the tower. They're going to take this tower down, this first tower. That will give them a slight gold advantage. You'll see that the person that took down the tower got 300 gold, and the person that assisted got 150 gold off of that one. So nicely done for Penn Manor. Gives them a little bit. It helps in that gold advantage. So they're all kind of porting back here. But they're going to come back to mid, and my guess is they might head. It looks like they're heading bot.
So I'm seeing all these alive here in the other chat. Does that mean that they're going to try and take the? Yep, they are.
So they're going to try and take this Infernal Tower, and Penn Manor really can't answer it yet. Final Boss Bowser's kind of by himself, but they're going to come in and try and maybe steal.
Oh, that's going to be close.
Oh, blue team has stolen it. So Penn Manor stole that.
That was nuts because it was at the last second.
Last second, and that's what they do. And notice they're also going to get a kill out of this deal.
Nice.
So nice.
About 2K over almost.
Yeah, so that could be a turning point for the game, Nick. They are 2K gold ahead, and notice the kills have now favored Penn Manor, and they're going to continue to put pressure on that.
So we're going to try and take us another tower here mid, or are they going to split?
So I'm not sure what they're going to do. It looks like they're going to head for the towers. What they're going to do is push tower mid. This is actually nice because if they can take mid tower, that opens up mid for them to work from two sides of the map. And that way, if you are on bot or if you are on top, you're almost split right now.
Yeah. And is this just a neutral?
It's just a neutral. They're taking a. It's
Easy
an
gold.
objective, yeah.
Yeah.
Easy gold, easy buff. There is a slight buff that comes by taking that. So it really does put Pequea on a predicament. You'll see them dive towering the upper tower here, and they're going to be able to probably dive tower that. And they do have someone that's kind of looking as a lookout, but it's going to be too late. Note in the matter of seconds, we've taken 3 towers, and it's instantly spiraling.
Pulled in here for team kill.
Yeah, it's spiraling out of control for Pequea Valley. They might get a kill out of here, but with Misfortune doing what he does, we got another kill out of the deal.
I don't know if Austin's going to survive this, though.
Yeah, maybe not. He's able to kind of port out, flash away, but it does. It was a tough thing for Pretty Huntress there. So my guess is they're going to port back here and then maybe come back in for Shelly. We'll see if they come in for Shelly or not. We're going back. You'll see purchases being made. The Zunya's Hourglass allows you to kind of pause action for a little bit and stay alive a little bit longer. And the stopwatch does kind of the same thing.
So what does that do? Does that root whoever?
It is. You can't move, but you also can't be damaged for a little bit.
Can you stack that with something that can give you like health?
Potentially, yes.
Take another.
So you'll see that some people are moving up into the Rift Herald area.
We're gonna try and take this time.
Well,
maybe,
they're
and
actually
see Austin
clearing
up there.
vision first.
Okay.
So they're going to remove the vision so that the people there, that the red team won't know when they're actually taking the Rift Herald.
So what was that right now?
So that is detecting wards around. It's like a ward detection unit, so they know who's there. But it looks like another kill. And if we can get a kill or two and knock them down, it's going to make it more difficult for Pequea Valley to actually do anything here.
They're going to engage here.
Yeah, they're going to engage here, Rune, and they have them surrounded, and that's good for Penn Manor. It might open up them to go down and actually take Shelley.
Gold advantage, right?
Yeah, it's again increasingly blowing out. You know, Nick, it was a close game up to about minute 20, and then after that, it's just become an increasingly bigger deficit for Penn Manor, for Pequea Valley to kind of recover from.
And I know we saw that during the extravaganza on the weekend too.
Oh yeah,
you walk away for 2 minutes and you come back and you're like, wow.
Yeah, then the game's like the game's like almost over, right? But a lot of good pressure being put on the side there of Penn Manors are putting good pressure on Pequea Valley. All right, again, Final Boss battles are on a rampage here. Pequea, again, this is what happens. You see that once they begin to once they begin to get behind, it's very hard to catch up. Like that's almost a team kill there.
Mm-hmm. The timers, yeah, no, they're not.
So you'll see they're now up at the top. They're trying to put pressure on the top tower. Top tower is kind of low. It'd be great for them to get a tower, but it's almost like that almost doesn't matter anymore. We have the dragon that's coming up here. Yeah. But it looks like they're going to, they took tower there, and that's going to be it for that. And they're now going to come down and actually put pressure and probably take, I'm guessing they're going to come and take this dragon. And why not? They're down there anyway, and there's absolutely nothing that Pequea Valley can do. Nice. So they have slain it, and that gives them 2 plus 4.
So they do stack.
Yeah, they do stack. So they now have 8 plus 8 to attack damage power, and that little advantage is beneficial over time. So now, Penn Manor is just kind of running as a team, and there's nothing they can do really to stop them. And Pequea's trying to stay in, but there's really, again, not a lot that's there.
They're kind of grouping up there in the jungle. What's up with that? Do you think?
Well, they're trying. They think they're going to gank, but again, if Penn Manor's done their job, they've cleaned out a lot of the vision that Pequea has on our side of the map.
Yeah.
And so it's going to be difficult for them to know. It looks like they're moving over to the Rift Herald here, which actually may not be. It might be a Baron now. Yeah, so the Baron's sitting there, and they dropped
Alex watching. Yeah.
They dropped the ward there, and they might try to come in, but Penn Manor is very much aware that they're there. And so we'll see what Penn Manor does with that. If I were Penn Manor, I'd clear out that ward if they can see it. I'm not sure if they can see it.
It's going to be very interesting here.
So yeah.
Wow.
So killing spree there, and so it really drops them down to health. And looks like they're flashing to get away there. But Penn Manor really, again, the levels just make it such an unfair fight for Pequea. And we finally started the Baron. And they're actually removing the vision so they can't see, but they do know now. And you'll see there's Pequea does have someone just north of here that's actually keeping an eye on it, but his health is pretty low. And if I were Penn Manor, what I would do is actually sneak someone.
Oh, there comes another one.
Yep. So he's going to sneak around, and
They're definitely here. Yeah, look at that.
yeah, they're
gonna
going to
jump in.
try to do that.
I
But
hope they don't try and.
oh, they will try to steal, but blue
Nice.
team has stolen it, and or kept it, I guess, and they've kind of pushed that back away, and so there's not a lot that they could do about that. The
So
level
what do we
again.
get from Baron? Was this the one for towers?
So Bauer, notice that we have purple kind of surrounding us. It actually gives us a little bit of a buff, right? It gives them a little bit more energy here. So we did give up tower there. They finally get their second tower of the game, but there's quite a. You see, there's a 7K
Trade.
gold.
It's a trade.
It's a trade that's well worth it. So 28 minutes in, and it's a clear match that's angled in the favor of Penn Manor. And this jungler now kind of gets called out in the middle of no thing. So he got that buff, but it's almost like not worth it. And again, being called out at all,
Fight here, yeah.
another team fight. But again, they get rooted, and it kind of stops Penn Manor from advancing. But Pequea really is on the run.
5-man mid here.
Yeah. So they're going to move in and try to begin to move into the base, it looks like. That misfortune is just brutal to kind of stand in the... You don't want to be in the path of that.
Taking another tower.
They're taking a tower. And this is actually base tower, so...
And that's inhibitors. There's 2 of them, right?
Yeah. So we took the red inhibitor. And I don't know that they're going to move. They might even move into base at this point.
Somebody got an ace. Nice.
Yeah, well, see, we have one person alive on Pequea Valley, and it looks like they're going to kind of come in there.
Quick. Yeah,
They're going to begin taking the base towers that's guarding the Nexus. This could be what we could be watching here is game, Nick.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Yeah, so it's
That
going to
was
be.
quick. That was an exact 30-minute game. Look at that timer.
Yeah, look at that 30-minute game as well. So nice job to Penn Manor on that. They, of course, are out.
They're 3 minutes ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, they're 3 minutes ahead. So I don't know if they're going to be looking at playing another game or not.
That was good.
Yeah, so I want you to notice some things in here. First of all, see here, any creep score on any team over 100 is good. So both Pequea and Penn Manor have scores of that.
Yeah.
This is a little bit, Jeriel, this is a little bit low for him, and certainly for these two, you would have wished up over 100. But some nice job. This is the amount of gold each one has earned, and so you'll see Final Boss Bowser just stripping out the competition on gold.
Contest, yeah.
But even that, you want up over 10,000 if you can.
Cool.
But it's looking real good for them.
Yeah, well, I think that was definitely in the beginning. That was could have been anybody's game, but
It could have.
snowballed, and I think to be honest, practicing, and then we've had two massive games. I think they needed a win just to.
Yeah, well, this
kind
is
of
a good,
boost
it's a
some
good
morale.
win. Regardless of what happens against Calico tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
As far as that goes. So, but they played well, and it was neat to just kind of see them doing their thing. It was neat to see. We're looking here, Austin. I don't know that Austin died. He died one time.
Yeah, and
But
that,
that
for
is
him is a
that
personal
is
goal, probably.
fantastic. And Final Boss Bowser dying like when he did. He had 15 kills, died 4 times, but not bad when you have 15 kills in your
It's
pocket.
worth it.
Yeah, totally worth it. And even when you die, 4 times and have 6 kills but 13 assists, that's still doing a nice job for them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll be back here maybe in a little bit, and
If not, definitely tomorrow.
I got invited into a custom game here. Lobby's full. Aha.
I
So
think that's a bug. Yeah.
yeah, so
Have to-
that's fine. I think they tried to invite me to a custom game, but we'll be back here in just a little bit.